Good morning from the 25th meeting of the Green Climate Fund Board here in Geneva, which has recently been moved to Geneva from Songdo as a precaution against the COVID-19 or coronavirus. Behind me here, we have the building where the board meeting is taking place. We have social distancing actually been implemented in there. Board members are sitting one seat separated between them, and active observers are sitting in the back. Whereas the observer organisations such as ECO are actually in the building over here. We have hand sanitizer on site, and we have been instructed about the precautions to take. So it's great to see those measures in place. We also heard yesterday about potential issues in the future where the GCF may not actually be able to meet, to have board meetings, and the board members and country constituents would not be able to attend. In such a case, we do not know what the outcomes of those discussions were yesterday. However, in discussions with people, we certainly heard that there are many issues that developing country members, board members in particular, would have in attending those GCF board meetings virtually, which has been suggested, due to internet connectivity issues. Also, there are a number of countries with sanctions upon them who are unable to access such internet suites, such teleconferencing systems as Zoom. So we'll hear hopefully a little bit more about that today and what would happen in the event of the GCF being unable to have a board. So we heard from the Executive Director yesterday that by B.26 a programming manual will be shared with the board that will outline what the GCF means by climate rationale, incrementality, and what a real paradigm shifting project means. So that's excellent news. There's hope to pilot this with a few accredited entities between now and B26. And this is a very prominent and sought after manual. It's been a long time in the making. There was a report also from the Executive Director on RFPs, the request for proposals that the GCF has put out. We heard that the RED Plus RFP is working extremely well, and they were able to mobilise the targeted funds earlier than they'd actually expected. However, the mobilising funds at scale RFP, there are some issues that some of the accredited entities that have submitted some truly transformative projects unfortunately do not meet the fund's accreditation criteria just yet, and accrediting these entities is proving difficult. The projects are still on the shelf in that regard. We also heard that 73% of projects are under implementation. That means that those 73% of projects have received their first disbursements. However, AMAs, the accreditation master agreements, are still proving difficult to sign with regulated institutions such as banks. Out of the 20 accredited private sector institutions, only 4 of those private sector entities currently have projects developed and approved by the GCF. The other ones do not have their accreditation master agreements in place. We heard a little bit on the performance management framework and also the issue on retaining talent at the GCF in Songdo at the Secretariat. The Executive Director said they actually have a low attrition rate, which means people leaving. They've also placed emphasis on the ability to articulate a clear meaning in the organisation of tasks and procedures and delegation of power and tasks to those employed at the GCF. We heard a little about the independent evaluation reviews yesterday, and the reports are available online, so you can check those out. Today we're excited to hear about the strategic plan of the GCF, which has been a little bit contentious. I won't go into details, but I will keep you updated by the end of the day. And also we're looking to see a number of project proposals put forward to be funded, and I look forward to providing an update shortly.